Hello students, welcome back. So this is the 8th video of this playlist of solving May 2024 P3 paper. So in this 8th video we will solve question number 8 of May 2024 P3 question. So basically question number 8, it is a mixture of concepts from both numerical methods, that's the last chapter of your book, P3 book, and also from exponentials. Okay, that is chapter number 5. So basically in question number 8 you need to have idea about solving equations and definitely the iteration formula, the process of iteration of numerical methods. So let's get started with the first part A. So before starting part A, there you can see figure number 4 of this paper. So there is a curve given. So what they have said there, figure 4 is a graph showing the path of a golf ball after the ball has been hit until it first hits the ground. Okay, so the vertical height h meters of the ball above the ground has been plotted against the horizontal distance traveled x meters measured from where the ball was hit. Okay, so the ball was hit from the origin, okay, and the max height is this turning point, and then the ball reaches the ground again at where? D. Okay, like after traveling the d distance horizontally, the ball reaches the ground. Okay, the ball travels a horizontal distance d meters before it first hits the ground. Okay, the ball is modeled as a particle traveling in a vertical plane above horizontal ground. Okay, the path of the ball is modeled by the equation h equals to 1.5x minus 0.5x e to the power 0.02x, where the range of the domain of the equation h is given x is greater than or equal to 0, less than d. Okay, so the first question asks here, find the value of d, giving you answer to 2 decimal places. Okay, so we need to find out the value of d. Okay, so to find out the value of d, let's see the figure. In figure you can see that at d basically h is what? 0. The ball is reaching the ground. That means we will equate h equals to 0 and then solve for x. Okay, so for part A, what we'll do, for part A we will consider h equals to 0. H equals to what? 0, and then we will solve this equation 1.5x. so 1.5 is basically 3 over 2x, 1 over 2x, 3 over 2x minus half of what? Half of x e to the power 0.02 what? X, right? 0.02 x equals to what? 0. So what we need to do, we need to make x the subject from there. So take x common from there, multiply both sides by 2 at first, so we will get 3x minus x e to the power 0.02 x equals to what? 0. Okay, now we can take x common from there. If you take x common, what you will get? X. If you take x common, you will get 3 minus what? E to the power 0.02 x equals to what? 0, right? So either x is equals to 0, basically x is 0 at the origin, or e to the power 0.02 x, this is equals to what? 3, right? So solve this equation to get the value for x at point D. So take ln, so we'll get 0.02 x equals to what? ln 3. So x would be what? X equals to, they wanted the value to 2 decimal places, so ln 3 over 0.02. So the value is what? 54.0 9 3. This is 2 decimal places. Okay, so that's the value for D. So D equals to what? 54.93. Okay, so we got the value for D. Next is what? Next is part B. Show that the maximum value of H occurs when x equals to this. Okay, maximum value. Whenever it says, like the question says anything about maximum value, that is what? Nothing but stationary point. So that means we need to what? Differentiate H. We need to differentiate H. So dH over what? Dx, right? So dH over dx would be what? 1.5x. So derivative of 1.5x is what? Just 1.5. Then the power is then x e to the power 0.02x. So you can see that there are two terms in product, right? So we need to use the product rule in order to differentiate this. So u equals to x, we will consider u equals to x, and we will consider v equals to e to the power 0.02x. Okay, now differentiate them simultaneously. Du over dx, this is what? This is 1, and dv, the derivative of dv, derivative of v is what? 0.02 times what? E to the power 0.02x, right? So now the product rule says that what? The derivative would be what? Negative half, then half is multiplied with the product, so give a bracket, then u into dv over dx, so 0.02 times x e to the power 0.02 x, okay, and then plus v into du over dx, so e to the power 0.02 x. Okay, so now expand the bracket. Do we need to expand the bracket? Yeah. Before expanding, keep it as it is. You don't need to expand it. So at the highest point, at the maximum h, okay, at h max, okay, at h max, dh over dx would be what? 0. dh over dx would be 0. So equate this. dh over dx equals to what? 0. So you'll get 3 over 2, then what? Negative half. So multiply now with the bracket, you will get what? Negative half. Half is there. So half times 0.02, this gives 1 over 100. So this is 1 over 100 x e to the power 0.02 x, and then minus half of e to the power 0.02 x equals to what? 0. Now what we can do, we need to multiply both sides by 2. So 3 minus 1 over 50 x e to the power 0.02 x, okay, minus e to the power 0.02 x equals to what? 0. Now what we can do, we need to make x subject from there. So in order to make x the subject, we can take e to the power 0.02 x to the right side. We can take e to the power 0.02 x to the right side. Okay, wait. We need to make x the subject. So in order to make x the subject, okay, look, Look. Now in this part you might get confused, like what we need to do next. So let's have a look on it. It is x equals to 50 ln something, right? So look, if you take this 50 to the left, it will become 1 over 50 x equals to ln something, right? So that means on the left hand side there should be 1 over 50 x. On the left hand side we should have what? 1 over 50 x, right? So we will just take this term to the right side. So if you take this term to the right side, what you will get? You will get 1 over 50 1 over 50, there is x e to the power 0.02 x. This is equals to what? This is equals to what will be remaining there? 3 minus e to the power 0.02 x. 3 minus e to the power 0.02 x. Okay. Now what we can do? We can multiply both sides by 50. Okay. Before multiplying both sides by 50, we can do one thing. We can take ln on both sides now. We can take ln on both sides now. So okay, so we need to have 1 over 50x on the left side, right? So 1 over 50x, but here it is 1 over 50 x e to the power 0.02 x. That means it's not fine there. What we can do? Okay, what we can do? We need to have just 1 over x, 1 over 50 times x. So for this case, it will be what? 1 over 50x times equals to ln 150 over x plus what? 150. And then 150 over x plus 150 would be equals to what? E to the power 1 over 50 is 0.02 x. Okay, we got that. That means they had e to the power 0.02 x on the other side. So from there we need to make e to the power 0.02 x the subject. So take the terms with e to the power 0.02 x on the other side. So e to the power 0.02 x plus what was the other one? 1 over 50 plus 1 over 50 x e to the power 0.02 x. This is equals to what? 3. Now multiply both sides. We can multiply both sides now with 50, yeah, and take e to the power 0.02 x common. So if you take e to the power 0.02 x common, then what you will get? 50, since we multiply by 50. So 50 plus just x. 50 plus x. Okay, this will be equals to what? 3 times 50 is 150. So now what we can do? Now make e to the power. Now look, we got what we derived just earlier. So this is equals to what? 150 over x plus what? 50. Right? Now take just ln on both sides. 0.02 x equals to what? Ln 150 over x plus 50. Right? Now let's see whether our approach is fine or not. 150 over x plus 50. 150 over x plus 50. So 0.02 is what? 0.02 is 1 over 50. So x would be what? 50 ln 150 over what? 150 over x plus 50. So that's the answer. That's the equation that they wanted. Okay. So for this type of rearranging equations, always if you get confused, then try to do what just I did here. Okay, try to simplify the equation that they have given to show, so that you can get some hints from there. Okay. Okay. So using the iteration formula, okay, we need to use the iteration formula that we have derived. With x1 is 30, find the value of x2. We need to find out the value of x2. So x2 is what? For part C, part 1, we need to find out the value for x2. So x2 equals to what? You just take this equation in your calculator. How can you calculate x2? At first, x1 is what? 30. So take 30 on your calculator and then press equal sign and then press AC to keep it saved. Then take the iteration formula. This is 50 ln fraction 150 on the numerator, and on the denominator, in place of x, you will just put answer to get the what? To get the value that you have saved earlier, plus 50. That's it. So after putting in the equation, okay, after putting in the equation, just press equal to get the value for x2. This is 31.4304 something, but they wanted to 2 decimal place, so we will consider for 31.43, just 43. This is 2 decimal places. Next, for part 2. For part 2, what they have said, find by repeated iteration. We need to use what? Repeated iteration. Okay, using the method of iteration, what we need to get out? The horizontal distance traveled by the golf ball before it reaches its maximum height. We need to find out the solution to which equation? Basically this equation, dh over dx equals to 0. Okay, because the iteration formula, it has been derived from dh over dx equals to 0. So using iteration, as you solve the equation, you will get the value for x at which the golf ball will reach its maximum height. So keep your value saved in your calculator, like what I said earlier, and keep doing the iteration method. So now press just equal from the saved answer of the previous part 1. So you will get 30.54 something, then x4. Now keep finding out. x4 would be 31.09 something. Okay, x5 would be 30.75. Okay, then x6 is what? Again press equal, it will be 30.96 and so on. Then x7, okay, x7 is what? 30.83, and then x8, it will be 30.91. So we can see it is getting converged to a value. Okay, then x9, so x9 is 30.86. Okay, we got 30.86, and then how many decimal values they wanted to consider? 2 decimal places. So let's find x10. x10 is 30.89. It is getting closer and closer. 89. And then x11. So x11 is 30.87. And then x12. We got the value for x12 on the calculator. This is 30.88 something. And then x13. This is what? 30.879. So 30.87 something. And so we got closer. x14 would be what? 30.88. 30.88. So basically 87, then the third digit was above 5. So basically it is getting converged to 88. Okay, so x15, if you find x15, you will see it is 30.881 something. Okay, so we got up to 2 decimal place. The values are not changing. So what we can write? The value for x is what? We can write the value for x. Okay, the value for x, we got x equals to what? X equals to 30.88. It is up to 2 decimal place. Okay, it is up to 2 decimal place. And that's the end to the question number 8 of May 2024 P3 paper.